Alright, so guys, we're back with a little more Shadowland. Let's have a look at what's above floor 15. Um, Continuing from the previous video, it seems that these three are also all different, so I don't have a previous clear that I can just use to repeat this. Regardless, you'll see I like this one. It's just anything you can basically use anything. You don't have to worry too much about it. You need to use some kind of energy attacker specifically for this one, and this one also a speed type but not energy type, so you can't use Luna Snow, Elsa. These are very much a risk, so let's just go for this thing. So let's see what we have left. We have about nine heroes that could do this. In speed we also have about 9. In blast we have slightly more, so we could perhaps use a blast for this stage, or we could use a blast on this. I think I could get this thing over with simply by using the Cyclops, maybe. Yeah, so I'll probably just use Cyclops to get this thing done. So I know a lot of you are quite hyped about the new changes since the update dropped, the Iron Man snap, the Mysterio's skill changes and all that. But regardless, I feel that a lot of justice was not done for most of the characters, uh, because the Avengers have such a big roster that the skill changes for like what 3 heroes, and Thanos, Cap, and Iron Man does not really sum up the update as well, because it's not just about the 3 of them. Anyway, let's just go ahead and use Proxima, who we had previously used. I think I used Proxima in an earlier stage, yeah. So I had used Proxima off, so I can't use her again. We'll probably do this one, use another blast to just get it cleared. I think Crystal should be able to handle this. I don't think anyone else should be doing this stage. So yeah, let's go ahead and use Crystal. Should be quite straightforward. So yeah, they missed out a lot. They missed out Black Widow, they missed out Hawkeye, they missed out Thor. I mean, it's good that they are doing changes, but it's just not that great when they don't do it as well as they actually could. So it's kind of disappointing for me. Nonetheless, it is something at least. But I expected more. I expected a lot more actually. So there is that. Of course, the Doctor Strange one was pretty good. They gave the fans exactly what they wanted. Um, but I really hope that they do a little more justice next time they want to drop such an update, especially considering the price of all these uniforms. I think they should deserve equal treatment. So that is something that just wanted to say. Crystal seems to be a little bit underwhelming in damage at this stage because, of course, the crystal that I have here is not that well equipped to handle everything here. Ooh, she's getting ragdolled pretty bad. Let's just get the damage proc in so that we can keep her in a bit of a lockdown. We don't want to take too much damage from this Sif. At this stage, I guess it really comes down to survivability and damage, and since the crystal that I have is lacking in it, yeah, she won't survive long enough. So it seems like we're lacking a little bit damage to clear this stage, but I suppose these two might be a little bit easier. So let's just look for what we have in excess to try to get rid of this. We definitely don't have any tier 1s left that are in fighting form. We might be able to use Colossus. We might be able to use, we can use Anti-Man, but the energy damage reflect. You know what, we'll try to use Colossus solo tier 1 to see if he can actually handle this stage. Not entirely sure, have not tried it, but I think with the crowd control he has, he might be able to take on these two melee combatants, right? Although he will take damage from the physical attacks that they have. I mean, still, it's, I guess, something. Oh wait, hang on, I need to use a villain. No wonder was wondering why I wasn't doing any damage. I'm not really paying attention, I guess. So let's see, super villain, who do we have? We could use Sandman. Sandman could be able to clear this pretty easily. I do not think what's this guy's name? Scourge. I don't think Scourge can do this, but we will try with Scourge, otherwise we have to use Sandman. So yeah, I mean, good update, but not a great update. They kind of missed out on a lot of important characters. I'm not really a fan when they don't do justice to everything in the update that, you know, we were all looking forward to it. We knew that something really good might come out of it, and it was good, but it could have been better. That was what's sad, really. Okay. Okay. All right. Managed to do that with Scourge. Not bad. Let's see what we have here. Actually, yeah, I wouldn't be able to Sandman anyway. What was I saying? It's a villain stage, right? Actually, I can Sandman. Yeah, Sandman's a villain. Oh god, getting confused. So what do I use here? Cyclops previously. I guess we won't get to use Cyclops this time. We do have another stage for villains. Maybe we could use Yellow Jacket. Yeah, to do this. I think. So yeah, seems possible. Let's see. But this is a rumble, right? Yeah, this is a rumble. I could add two more supporter villains if he doesn't survive long enough. Let's just see how it does. Okay, I think that is not so bad. We need to get our invincibility to proc while we are in the, like, you know, doing our fourth. I just can't seem to get the timing off. Let's see if we can. Got it. Okay. So let's use the fourth now, which means we should be able to chain the fourth after the second, right? Did I get it? Yeah, I managed to get it, but there's a little gap. I think we should be fine. Yeah, there's a gap, but it's okay. I think we're good. We're pretty much keeping this guy locked down, so that's pretty good. Yeah, that's great. Yellow Jacket solo rumble. All right, nice. It's a good amount of gold. Let's see. So floor 19 previously used Yellow Jacket. Wow, it's like everything I did previously is just coming back to haunt me. So I think I usually use Craven for this. I don't have Craven with me right now, but these are the three villain stage that you got to be careful about. So if you don't have sufficient villains for this stage, then you probably have some problems. So among these three, you don't want to take on this Ronin because he's a little bit tough, and this Yandu has a lot of iframes. This stage is okay, but you just gotta be careful of the physical reflect. This one I think is the easiest, but Maximus is a little bit tricky because he has a lot of summons. But yeah, it should be quite straightforward if you have reasonable characters. So now I get to spend the villains that I previously didn't really use. So we don't want to use Anti-Man, right? Because he's very hard to get and premium kind of stuff. We want to try to stick to the non-premium-ish characters. Wait, was Scourge premium? I can't remember. How do you get Scourge? Can't remember how I got Scourge. Shop. Oh yeah, it's just a selector, right? Yeah, you could use a combat bio selector on him. Okay, so I guess Morgan Le Fay. Yeah, I think Morgan should be able to do the stage first. Let's use Morgan. I want to save Sandman for a little bit. I know Morgan could probably do higher and I should use Sandman, but they have 2 blast and I just don't want Sandman to struggle against all the energy attacks. So let's get the 5 off and then go into the 4. 1, let's do that. Do the heals. Get that off. It's just crazy how powerful Morgan Le Fay is. Even at, like a tier 2 but empty slots, I have nothing on her. She's doing crazy damage. And yeah, and when that reset happens, you get the double heals off. You can just keep going. Unfortunately, her skill set is not very suitable for PvP, so that's one downside to her. Right. Oh, yeah, this is the thing about Maximus that you gotta be a little bit careful of. It's that little chain thing he does with all of his summons that could kind of potentially kill you if you get caught in it. So just try to stay away from those. And oh, yep, I got chained by him. Thank God for that revive. Alright, Maximus, let's finish you off. Yeah, thank God for the revive. But yeah, that's the one tricky thing about Maximus. It's all these summons that do black bolts, kind of roar thing, and they can guard break you to death. Okay, so this is another one of those difficult stages. Try not to do this one. The Asgardians are pretty difficult. We have native tier 2 here. This one as well has the Wolverine. This one has no native tier 2s to worry about. It's pretty much the easiest stage for me. I use Sharon Rogers here because I don't really need her at higher stages. But if you want to use someone else, you can go ahead. You could use Luna Snow. You could use even Shuri, I believe, if she's well built. But I don't need Sharok above this stage. I'm gonna go ahead and use her. She's gonna do some pretty quick work of this. You could even use Sharok in the final stage, stage 30. But we're gonna reserve someone special for that this time, just for a tribute. And don't think it's Tony Stark. It's not. Uh, Not really happy about that part of the update. I'm glad that Mysterio got his 4th sorted out, though. They didn't do it the previous time when they made the uniform. I guess it makes more sense now. They were pretty much just, deciding what to do with his 4th, depending on whether the film actually had all the elementals, and if they had any cool attacks or animations that these guys should take note of. So let's just see what we have left. Alright, oh okay, there's these two. So this is a pretty much just an energy stage. You could use any kind of energy damage dealer. I would use Cable like I did with Cyclops, but I'm probably going to reserve him for the high dodge stage should one arise. We could use Human Torch to do this, I guess. Let's try to use him. Oh, I should have given him 2 allies just to get the rewards, right? It's alright. To the 5th into the 4th. Usually you should do 5 into 3, but I'm just gonna see how it stuns them. Actually, it's not so bad. Anyway, we could get the 3 off all out right now and just let it end pretty much. So yeah. So the 4th does stun them, but only like for about 2 seconds, I think, after it ends, which is not really that great. Alright, combat types, let's see what we got. You could use this Iron Fist to clear the stage. You can actually do it. Of course, you could use someone a lot better. I think, you know what, I'll use this. No, you know what, I'll save him. Should I? Should I just use him? I think I'll use him, and he does energy damage, just in case you guys are not fully aware. This particular Iron Fist has a unique set of skills. So he does energy attack. What's this? Nothing. Energy attack. Energy attack. Energy attack. Yes, so do not accidentally use him in a reflect energy stage, or he will die. So now we're gonna go ahead and select some friends for him. That will not work. But he relies on energy attack purely, so you could use any kind of energy attack booster on him, you know, but you can't use Starlord because it's plus types. So let's use Black Bolt and let's give him a friend just to get the bonus. Yeah, let's try that. So as your stages go higher, even though it's not stated that they have high dodge, they naturally do. So try to use someone with a good amount of ignore dodge, or you will find it a little bit difficult. You could keep the enemy in the corner in this stage if you have someone like Iron Fist, because you know you could just chain the invincibility and the iframe. Just make sure you don't get caught in the in between turns if you lack a cooldown or anything like that, because Iron Fist has the ability to decrease cooldowns from his leadership, I think, or one of his skills. But basically what it does is you have a chance of reducing your cooldown as you do attacks. So while it's on, it will seem like, you know, you could keep chaining, but when it goes off, if you don't natively have good cooldown on his gears or something, you could get hit pretty bad. But if you keep the 3rd up, as you saw just now, my dodge is pretty high thanks to it, and it helps me survive. So yeah, he's a pretty decent character. I think he's like C tier overall, because he doesn't do anything else, but he works well in Shadowland. That's what I previously used. I used Loki. I guess it makes sense. I'll use Loki again. Yeah, I'll use Loki again. Oh man, I could have given him 2 friends. So yeah, between 20 to 30 is when I usually spend the 6 slots just to keep getting some extra rewards, but it's okay. I can save it. So just get the 3rd into the 5th. I mean, it's been a while since I used Loki. You could keep using the 2 to kind of blink forward and cancel it with another skill. It's just a little thing that I found out, that Loki could keep chaining. Like you could use 2 and then into 1 and then 2 into like any other skill. It'll keep canceling the 2. So you'll have 2 as a movement skill if you keep pressing it, but never really using like 2 into 5. You see that? So 2 is still available. So let me just use 2 into 3. So you see that? Once again, I could just infinitely change my movement with that. It's pretty hilarious the way it works. Alright, let's see. Kingpin floor, it's pretty standard. You just need to use decent characters, nothing out of the ordinary. I'm gonna just use Warwolf to get a roar off, and then use Iron Hammer to clear this stage. Iron Hammer is great, by the way. Good leader for Thor, and he has a pretty solid kit, I would say. Let's get the roar into Iron Hammer, then let's use 5 into 4. You could use the 5 to linger if you want the maximum duration of the iframe. It doesn't really matter. Like you could just press 5 and let him do the full, iframe, then come back down. Or you could do 5 into 4 and then, just let the lightning damage linger while you're in the invincibility of the 4th skill. Alright, pretty straightforward stage. So let's see, the additional rewards are 8 dimension debris. Disgusting. Alright, so I previously did say that we will be stopping at floor 25, but I think we could go to 30, because I think we're doing this pretty quickly. So this floor, once again, you need a very high damage dealer. This time you will face a Wolverine. I previously used Thor for this stage, so I'm going to go ahead and keep using Thor. I'm going to use Medusa's leadership. You could use whatever you want. You don't need a team 2 because you get a bonus just using 3 characters, so you could just have one team and you'll still get the bonus. You don't need to fill up both teams. So that's something to take note of. Okay, let's see what we got. So make sure you switch to your main character and don't let them do something stupid. Switch to Thor. Let's get the 3rd and the 4th off so we can get the all attack buff before we do the 5th. His 2nd skill does a lot of damage. It's not an iframe and it doesn't give anything else, but it does a lot of damage, so try to use it right after the 5th if you can. I'm gonna go for the full 5th. Once I'm done, I'm gonna use the 2nd. Just a lot of damage. Alright, so previously we used Cap to clear this. Yeah, we could still use Cap. So I used Titania with Cap. You guys could go ahead and use whatever you want. I'm just gonna add someone for the bonus slot. Just put a Yondu there. So this Hawkeye stage is pretty straightforward. It's similar to the one you saw just now. It could repeat itself, so just be alert if the stage repeats. You could use anyone like Iron Man, you could use Cap. So let's just have a look at Cap's new skill changes. I don't like the way the 5th skill's iframe just ends abruptly, like you see. Now it's not an iframe, he's just throwing his hammers, so it's kind of awkward. But let's just see if we cancel 5 whether the hammer still continues. I don't think so. Not entirely sure though. Anyway, additional reward is 2-star amplifying ISO. It's trash. At least you got the 500k gold. Pretty happy about that. We could get more though. Alright, let's see. So this one is a little bit tricky. Be very, very careful. Energy damage immunity. Do not use Jean, Doctor Strange. Just don't want them to like die in a hilarious way. So here we're going to use Quicksilver to do this. I'm going to leave what do you call this, Bucky for his leadership, because my Bucky is using the old uniform, which means he's quite bad overall. So this is a really good stage for Quicksilver because you need a lot of damage and don't want to do energy, just pure physical damage. And because of the way Quicksilver's 5th skill works, Days of Thunder, you can just kind of group them all up with the 5th and then they'll all be ragdolled together, which is a great way to do this fight. That's it, it's over. Of course, you need to gear your Quicksilver properly, but you know, everyone knows Quicksilver is disgusting damage. So let's just go ahead and clear this stage. So if you notice, the one that always dies last is Claire. I've always found that a bit weird. Claire's survivability is apparently viable. I don't know. Seems to be a thing. Alright, now we're in floor 28. Let's just rush through this. So as you can see, I don't have a previous clear record in this, which means both of these have been swapped. So high dodge floor. If you have a combat type with high dodge, high ignore dodge like anti-venom, or agent venom, you could easily do this. This one you just need a blast type that just blast damage. Energy damage, which should be quite straightforward. You could use anyone. Don't use Iron Man, he has some physical. The new Iron Man can definitely do it. This is my old Civil War. He will die. So I saved Cable previously. I think I can use Cable to like wipe the stage really fast, so I'm gonna do that. Let's just use Star-Lord for his disgusting leadership. If you have the newer uniform, you're probably gonna get 50% right of energy attack. Just horrifying. So yeah, let's just go ahead and use Cable for this one. So these are all free characters, by the way. You just need to play the game and farm them. You can get them. You could use someone that's not a native tier 2. I'll probably make a video on that if you guys want something like that. But for now, I am enjoying just clearing this super fast with these native tier 2s. So despite the what is that? Okay, that was weird. I actually saw the Hulk like hitting Star-Lord while he was in his iframe. I'm not sure how that works, but okay. So here we have, oh yeah, I used Jean to clear this floor. You could use Strange, you could use anyone else. I'm just gonna use Strange this time. I could use Jean, it'll be super fast. If you guys have her, you know that she could basically clear any floor. So yeah, we're gonna use Strange for this. This floor has a lot of HP because of Thanos in particular. So I previously used these two just to speed it up. But since Shuri is premium, we're probably not going to use her here. We could use Coulson. You could keep a destroyer on the team just to reflect some of their energy damage. So let's see. I'm going to keep a support Singularity. Alright. Singularity will not do any significant damage, but she's just probably going to survive. I just want to see how long she survives on this stage. I've never really brought her here. But she has this crazy iframe chain that, like, apparently the AI always does better than the player. So controlling her, she dies, but when the AI plays her, she's just gonna dodge forever. No idea why. Alright, let's use Strange. Come on, Strange. Let's just use the first to group them together, and use the third to keep them closer. It's crazy just how much damage it takes to kill Corvus. Alright, this is going to be a little bit tricky. As you can see, Singularity managed to survive. Of course, we have a lot of time freeze going on and all that, but the fact that Singularity is surviving this, like Destroyer I can understand. I did build my Destroyer defensively, and as you can see, without any iframes, he shouldn't be having any iframes because he needs to reflect. So the fact that he doesn't have any iframes and is still taking hits is still pretty understandable. Singularity, man. You could see her just teleporting all over the place, not taking any damage whatsoever. 10 non-stone. Wow. Alright, and floor 30. So for this time, since you guys mostly followed my Spider-Man videos, I did manage to clear this floor with him previously, and I want to show it. And I'm not going to use any leaderships for him, just going to leave him solo. This is a new uniform Spider-Man, of course. I'm just going to give him 2 allies just to get some rewards. So let's just put a domino and maybe... Who's the worst? This one's pretty bad without the uniform. Yeah, that looks okay. Right, so we're gonna start this fight by going to the 4th and then the 5th because we want the damage that happens when he goes into the 4th. So let's do that, and then 5th. Then he's gonna come down and land. Then he's gonna go back into the 4th. 3rd, we couldn't get the invisibility off because Matt here manages to like always iframe just in time. Before I could get the invisibility, I managed to get it off. Alright, we're gonna go 4th. Get the 3rd off. And that should be it. That's it. Super easy. Tier 2 Spider-Man. Alright, so we have cleared 30. That's pretty much the gist of what you need to do for Shadowland. Now you can just keep clearing the higher floors, and these are all randomly generated each time. You could click refresh stage and refresh it for a particular price. But if you have the sufficient heroes for it, just keep pushing. Just be careful not to use too many villains, and you can go higher. And as you can see, someone has managed to clear floor 100. And we could just have a look at what he has in his roster. So he clearly has a lot of heroes. Let's see how many tier 2s he has to do this. Or rather, let's just count how many tier 1s he has left. Still looking for a tier 1? Me too. So he has no tier 1 heroes, which is great. Probably the reason why he could just keep pushing up to such a high floor. So yeah, he probably could go even higher than floor 100, like 118. So this is the highest clear record, as you can see, 118. But this guy probably also has no tier 1 heroes left in his roster. Let's just have a look at... There are 194 in the game. And he is done to 118. I think he could do a lot higher if he wanted. Maybe there is a certain floor that it's too difficult to be on a point, but I'm not very sure. So yeah, that's it from me for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the new update. I'm not so much, because I feel that justice was not done for some of these characters. But nonetheless, it's decent. As you can see, my rewards are so. So yeah, let's just see what we get as a legendary. We got this one. It's alright, I can use it to roll something. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Adios.